and welcome to Fun Science with Alex. Today I thought I would talk to you a little bit about volcanoes and also about reactions as well, chemical reactions. Now, the last few weeks I've been playing with the red cabbage and making that into something called a pH indicator that tells you if something is an acid or an alkali. And I've sort of hinted that they're special chemicals that a lot of scientists like to play with, and I've not really said why. And today we're going to find out, okay, because we have here an acid, this is vinegar, and we have here an alkali, this is bicarbonate of soda or baking soda. Now when you mix these two chemicals together, or these two things together, when you mix this alkali and this acid together, you get a chemical reaction that lets off a gas. Now this gas is called carbon dioxide. It's the same gas that you breathe out. And we can use this to our advantage. You see, in nature there's something called a volcano, and volcanoes are possibly my favourite thing. Now the way in nature a volcano works is very simple. You see, the top of the earth is not actually solid. It's made up of lots of different plates, and they move around. They're called tectonic plates, and sometimes they move away from each other, and that's when you get earthquakes and stuff. But sometimes they move towards each other, and when they move towards each other, they can either sort of slip under each other like that, or they can go up like this, and that makes mountains and volcanoes. Now what we're actually floating on is molten rock. It is rock that is so hot that it has melted, and it's sort of like water. And it's that magma, that lava, that comes up through a volcano and spews out the top, and it's all melted rock, and it is really hot, and it's really deadly and dangerous, and lots of gases come out, and you don't want to be anywhere near a volcano when it blows up. We have here our volcano, and underneath we have like a big pool of molten rock. And then what happens is these two plates, they sort of squeeze in like this, and they squeeze in here like this, and they force this up out here like this, and it goes all out the top here like that. Now, we can't do that in the kitchen. Sadly, we don't have molten rock, we can't get things hot enough. But if we want to make something that looks really cool and makes it look like a volcano is erupting, we can use the fact that these will give off some gas, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now the first thing you're going to need is absolutely loads and loads and loads of kitchen foil. We're going to use this to make our volcano shape. So first thing we're going to need is like a little bit of a base, and this is just going to catch everything that comes off. So we're going to start with a little bit of a square or rectangle of foil. So we're just going to, here we are, use, right, and we're going to make a sort of nice little wall here. Now if this was real magma, this would be far too, it would basically just melt all of this. But because we're not using real magma, we're not using real lava, it doesn't actually matter. So this is going to be our sort of protective base catcher for all of the volcano. There we go. And next thing we need to do is we need to make our volcano. Now I'm only going to make a little volcano just to give you an idea of how to do it. And what you need is you need some foil, and we're going to sort of make it into some really nice long sausages, and we're going to put this, oops, we'll sort of make a nice sort of flat bed here in the middle of our thing. We're going to do another one of those to go around it. Make a nice sort of sausage of volcano here. And what I'm going to try and do is make a little sort of cup, a dip in the middle of here. Now what you can do actually is, if you've got one, you can get a cup now and put it on there and drape some foil over it. In fact, I've run out of foil. I'm just going to get some more for one moment. In fact, actually we can use this still anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to use this to make our sort of cup like that to hold our vinegar. See, look at that, prepared as always. And what we're going to do, we're going to use this foil. We're going to put that on top of here. We're going to push it into the middle like this. There we go. So that's going to be our sort of mountain shape, and in the middle here we're going to put a dip, a nice big dip. Oops, it's ripped. Right, there's our mountain shape. That is ripped there, so we're going to get a little bit more. In fact, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go and get a small cup and put that inside there. So I'll be back in just a minute. So I'm back now. I've put like a little plastic cup in here, and this is going to be our volcano. Now, how are we going to make this look like an eruption? Well, it's very simple. We're going to take our vinegar and we're going to put loads of it in the middle here like this. Loads and loads and loads of it. And what we're going to do, we're going to take some washing up liquid like this, and we're going to put a few drops in here. Now what this is going to do, when it starts releasing gas, this washing up liquid is going to make it all trap and become like a foam. And so that it looks like lava, we've got some red food colouring here. We're going to put that inside like that. So we have our red food colouring, we have our washing up liquid, we have our vinegar, and we're going to mix that up a little bit. Now what we need to do is we need to put the bicarbonate of soda in there, the alkali in there. Now there's two ways you can do this, because this comes in a powder form. You can keep it in a powder form and just pour it straight in there, and that will work. Or you can do what I prefer to do, so that all of it gets in there at about the same time. You can get a small glass like this. You can take your bicarbonate of soda or your baking soda, whichever it is you've got, and you can pour that into the glass like this. And then what you can do is you can get some water, only a little bit of water, like that, and you can mix in the baking soda, and you can put that inside the volcano, and it erupts like that. And that's why we've got our little tray over there, because it erupts quite violently like this. And basically what this is it is the bicarbonate of soda in the water, if we can mix it like this, reacts with the vinegar. In fact, actually, we've got some in here like this. I can show you. If we take this, we can take some of the vinegar, we can put that in here, and you can see, even here, how fizzy it gets like that. And the reason it foams in this is because the washing up liquid in there is, and if you swirl it around like this again, you can get even more fizz to come off it like that as well. I wouldn't suggest drinking this. It's not the nice sort of fizzy like Coca-Cola. It's the horrible sort of fizzy. And what you can do is you can take the bubbles in the washing up liquid, as you know, it bubbles when you put it in water, and that is catching all of the gas that you saw escaping here, and it is turning it into a foam. So what you can do, let's just go to that, swirl this out, and show you again. So if you put, for instance, loads of vinegar in, like this, loads of vinegar, and you put your food colouring in, and you don't put the washing up liquid in, you're still going to end up with a cool reaction, but it is not going to be as fluffy or violent. So we're going to take this, we're going to put, you know what, we'll just put it straight in there this time, like that. As you can see, it reacts, but nowhere near as violently and nowhere near as fun or cool as it did with the washing up liquid. So that is an acid and alkali reaction. That is something that I think you can and you definitely should try at home. Now, I'm going to show you something cool that you can do with fire. Now, if you are going to do this, please, 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 please get an adult to help you. I don't want you to injure yourself, because fire can be and is very dangerous. It is not a toy, it is not a plaything. So if you are going to do this, please get an adult to help you. To do this, what you're going to need a candle, a tea light candle. You're going to need a glass, you're going to need a plate, and we're going to need some water as well. So I'm just going to fill this up a little bit with water. I'm going to put some blue food colouring in it so that you can see it a bit more clearly. We don't need that much water because it is going on a plate. I'm going to get rid of what we don't use basically. So I'm going to put a bit of food colouring in there. We're going to make it a nice deep blue. And stir it up. I've got a pen here we can use to stir it up like that. So we have a nice deep blue water, so you can see it really, really clearly. And I'm going to pour it onto the plate. Look at that expert pouring technique there. So we've got a nice little bit of water on the plate. We don't need this little. And make sure the cup is dry, or at least as dry as it can be. Now what we need to do, we're going to take our tea light and we're going to put that just in the middle of the plate there. It will actually float a little bit on the water because the wax is less dense than the water, which means it floats. Now for some reason, light it. Now if you're going to do this, get an adult to do this, get an adult to light the candle for you. There we go. Now, I don't know if you've learnt the fire triangle at school, but if you have, this is to do with fire triangle. If you haven't, I'll very quickly explain it now. If you want to have fire, you need to have three things. You need fuel, heat, and air, or oxygen more specifically, but we'll call it air. And if you take any one of those three things away, you won't have any fire. So at the moment the fire is hot, the fuel is the wax, and it's got loads of air. But if we put this cup on top of it, it will burn up all of the air that is in that glass. It will make a vacuum, and as you can see, it sucks the water into the glass. Now, I think that's really, really cool. That is something that is, I think it's amazing. So if you get a bigger glass, for instance, does that change the amount of water? In fact, let's try it. Let's very, very gently let some of this water out. There we go. So this time we have a bigger glass. We've got a different lighter as well because all the matches are gone. We're just going to light the tea light again. Let it get burning. Like this. And do you think this will suck more water up, less water up? Will it take longer or less or shorter to burn out? Will it go out more quickly or not? That's something you can all try at home. We're going to put the big glass over the candle now. We're going to see how long it takes to burn out, and it will burn out. You see the seal at the bottom of the glass there means that all of the air that's inside the glass currently is going to get burned out, and it is making a vacuum. Now, I don't know if that was more or less, but what you can do at home is you can measure how high it goes up. You can see if that makes a difference. Cool stuff you can do with fire. So please do go and make the volcano. Please do try this fire thing out. I'm going to come back next week with hopefully something that is really cool that you can do with fire that you perhaps shouldn't try at home if I can get it to work. If not, we'll do some more stuff that you can try at home. Other than that, please do try this. Get an adult to play with the fire with you. Don't light any candles on your own. Don't play with matches on your own. It can be very dangerous and very scary if it does happen. Other than that, please do subscribe and like the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. We've got absolutely loads and loads of things on here. We've got me doing science and maths. We've got loads of us doing magic, teaching magic, going and doing dances and singing and yoga and stretching and stories. We've got absolutely everything you could possibly want to do. Please do stick around and watch all of the stuff that we're putting out. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm an adult and I'm loving all of it as well. Other than that, please do have a fantastic day. Thank you very much. I have been Alex for Non-Stop Kids Entertainment.